guys, it's Julie and I am here to share a flip through of my planner for the month of May. Instead of just doing a completely random walkthrough, I do like to focus on 3 things that worked for me this month, 3 things that didn't work or that I'll change up going forward, and then 3 products that I really enjoyed using. I'm going to mix up the order. I'm just going to dig into the 3 products that I really enjoyed, and then I'll set up some chapters below so you can find out the things that worked for me and the things that didn't. First thing I have to point out, let's just open this and just say, where does your eye go? If it doesn't go to this sticker right here, then I don't think we can be friends. I'm kidding. But this is a lightly inked sticker. I think these are her Calm Leaves collection. She has some beautiful things. I will try to link them below. But the combination of those and her little cafecitos this month were just so fun. So I keep these little guys in the back of my planner handy. Use these for like birthdays, happy mail. In my weekly section, I always include those. And she just has a little fun variety of these stickers. She has some new ones that are like books. You're going to see these in my weekly pages, pop up a couple of them. But yeah, super fun. And those have just been a fun discovery. Also, I do have a code for her shop. So if you would like to save on your order, follow the link below and use my code. The second product that I really enjoyed using was clear sticker paper. So it's pretty random and it's an extra step, but I'm going to share a little clip here of how I created these to-do list stickers. I just go ahead and stamp it straight onto the clear paper. I cut them out, stick them on. I like to include a little bit of color underneath just to help them pop. And I feel like it gives me that bold look of black ink on my pages, but I'm not at all worried about any bleed through or shadowing going below. The black inks that I like to use are the Color Theory Inky Black and the Archival Black from Close to My Heart. Okay, the second thing that I really enjoyed using in my planner this month was this by the month set, and then I also used the fill in the blank set. These are both from Carrie Bradford Studios. I am a new member of her team, but I want you guys to know that I am a member of her team because she invited me, but also because I love her stuff. Like, I would not sign on to do something like that if I didn't legitimately love her products. I don't get a sales commission for anything that I share with you guys, just so that you know. It's literally just like, dang, she's good. That's how I feel about her. So these cute little numbers set are perfect for planners. I'm gonna tease you guys and say there is another set coming. She's going to be releasing it early June, but it's called Today's Date. So just the name of that, you can only imagine how perfect that would be for us planner girls. So just kind of stay tuned for that, but know that this one was a really good one, and that is what I used to date my pages in the month of May. But then I just kind of wanted to show you guys too. I made this page flag using just the simple little post-it sticky note. It's kind of like a file folder version of it, and it was really fun to just kind of reach for that every time I needed to flip to my May pages. And then you'll see too, the pages are already dated on the month, but I went ahead and just combined it with the stamp and a light ink because I feel like it just kind of softened it up. And then you'll see too on my weekly pages, I did the same. This time I stamped kind of through the 2023 here in the corner, and I really like the way that looks. It just adds some dimension and a little bit, but it's like such a classy font. It just feels like it really leveled up my pages this month. Thanks, Carrie. And then you can see there, that's the kind of the numbers, and I just used the same ink throughout the entire month, just kind of kept it really, really simple. Okay, so those were the products that I really enjoyed using in the month of May, and now let's talk a little bit about like what systems worked for me. So I want to talk really briefly here because on this page you can kind of see I took each week and I assigned it a focus. So I have content, film, Etsy, and then I have a catch-up week, which is kind of weird because it seems like it doesn't have a focus, but I need that little breather in between for me. Like if I went straight into another specific thing, I feel like I would be like, I didn't get this done. So this week has allowed me to kind of look back and clean up anything that I didn't get complete, but also to gear a little bit forward. And so I really enjoy having that flux week, basically. You'll see back here, I'm down to content again for the following month. So I'm just going to repeat those things again. So I loved that I was able to break that down. And I'm going to kind of show you here on my weekly pages. I'll zoom through them a tiny bit. But what I did is on this grid paper, I'll go into a little more detail later, but on this grid section, this section here became my focus section. So at the beginning of the month, if I had something come up about Etsy or an idea pop in my head, I was able to then pop over here to my Etsy section, jot it down, and not think about it, right? For 2 weeks, like what a gift. So I felt like that was really important for me. I feel like as a creative person, my brain is constantly bombarded with ideas and things that I could be doing, should be doing, and then my execution is really, really crummy. So I feel like by giving myself a week to basically execute the ideas that have been in my head, that was awesome. The second thing that worked for me, honestly, was just having this space here. So I do appreciate some structure. I do feel like it kind of forces me to think like, oh, okay, what would I like to do here? Or it forces me to glance and see, drink water, Julie. But I feel like I just need space to kind of have room to play with stickers, to jot down things as they come to my head, and not necessarily, while there is some assignment in the space here, there's also just some flexibility. That is literally the wrinkle that I'm constantly trying to iron out in my planner, is like where structure meets flexibility, because who I am as a person craves structure, but who I am as a person also needs flexibility. So for me personally, this combination worked really nicely, to have a little bit of structure on the left and then a lot of open space on the right. I'm admitting, yes, I do add a little bit of structure on the open space, but then I have like, playroom within each of those quadrants. So that was really nice. And then I'll point out too, like I started the week thinking in terms of like 4 squares, and then I am ending the month more so with like a longer room here for to-do lists, so that I don't freak out and feel like I'm going to run out of space. I just jotted that breakdown a little bit lower by using some washi tape, just down a little bit lower. It was fun to watch that evolve. There was definitely part of me that wanted to go and pre-decorate all these pages once I realized like, oh, I can add stickers. Like I wanted to do all the stickers, and I kind of had to slow my roll and be like, hey, wait, like learn from the previous week and see what you need for next week before you just jump in and already make a structure that you may or may not want to live in. So the third and final thing that worked really nicely for me in May was just not just like the horizontal line out here, but literally specifically this column. So this column I reserve just for things that are time specific. So, appointments or activities that we need to be at a certain time. This column here is for like general things that maybe I want to get done that day, or something that like I need to get done this day in order to get this done this day. That's what I'm trying to use this column for. And then this one I use for my hydration, my meal planning, and my exercise. But I do feel like if you just look really closely, you can see I don't have a ton of things that are like specifically on the calendar on a given week. 1, maybe 2 things. Some of these don't have specific times. They're just things that I ended up jotting down. So this works, you guys. I don't need an entire hourly breakdown for my one thing on the schedule each day. I realized that I could use that to break down my tasks and do more time blocking and stuff like that. I'm just not there in my life right now. I'm not a time blocker. I'm a little bit more fluid. So having a tiny little bit of space over here works great for me. So that was kind of fun. I think sometimes the pressure of seeing too much open space is like, what am I doing with my time? So this kind of makes me feel like, okay, I filled my space. And then obviously the rest of these things fill up the time frame, but they just don't need to be jotted down, because I feel like I'm like jumping all over the place in order to answer my 3 questions. But I am going to now go back to my monthly page, and let's talk about what didn't work. Okay, so you'll see that I did my content week. I had a film week. I actually did film a video on the 9th. And I just kind of want to talk about that for a second. Okay, so I filmed a video, and I would like to say that I know that I have some of like the ugliest nail beds in the entire world, but you guys, the video that week, I really had not paid attention to my nails at all, and like, I kid you not, like I'd worked out in the yard or something, and some of my nails were like jagged. Like, it was disgusting. I mean, I'm making it sound worse, but it was pretty bad. So I was like trying to edit it and find ways like, could I crop that part out so you wouldn't see it? But it's hard if you're like pointing at things in your planner and then you have jagged nails, really? So I lost a lot of momentum when I did that. Like, I filmed this video and then I was just like, oh, I give up. I can't, like I can't get my nails to suddenly be in better shape. I am really sick of doing gel nails because they destroy my nails. I use them for a few months and then I go in, and if I take off the gel, my nails are paper thin and break for the following 3 months. So I really just want to hop off that schedule, basically. And I realize this isn't a nail video, but I feel like it needs to be addressed. So currently I am I don't even want to show you guys. So currently I am like holding my nails way out. They're not to be displayed. I do not have model hands, but I am taking better care. I have researched, I've had dinner with a friend, Emily, and she kind of was like, you know, you could probably watch a video on how to file your nails. And she was so sweet and gentle about it that I was like, oh my gosh, I love you. I love friends like that will just kind of call you out and be like, yeah, girl, do something about that. So anyways, that didn't work for me this month. So the whole entire filming week really, like, it didn't happen because I was just struggling through my nails. And also I was really losing momentum. I feel like I'm having a ton of fun on Instagram with reels. I like adding the music. I'm enjoying that. And to be honest, YouTube, I feel like sometimes I'm just so repetitive. Like I'm telling you the same products I love. I'm showing you the same stuff. So I just hesitate to do a big old long video and then feel like, I don't even know if that mattered, you know? So that's kind of just me being super honest of like what didn't work. It was part my planner. No, I would say my planner was like on point. It was ready to roll. I, however, completely failed it and, you know, did not live up to my end of the bargain to actually film the videos. Therefore, this will be the only other video. I think I got 2 up this month then. I did my clear stamp storage. And while I have all these like breakdowns and ideas of what else I want to share, obviously this May flip is going to be the second and final video for the month of May. Okay, so the second thing that didn't work, but I'm not giving up on, is really this page. I want to kind of talk you through the purpose of this page and how ideally I'd be using it so that you can kind of understand where I fell off the rails. So every month I come through and I like to add in the little dots here. I don't do a lot of explanation because I feel like the information is in the weekly pages for sure. Like if I'm curious and I want to see like, what do I have going on the 10th or the 26th, I should be able to look back on these pages and find that information. So this page over here is meant for me to go through, and I like to copy the dots down so I can kind of see, oh, this day has an appointment. Sometimes I will actually write down like what the appointment is if there's just like kind of one main thing. So this column here I use, and you can see that larger area with the sticker. I try to map out like the 4 videos that I would like to share or the video I'd like to share each week. So ideally I'm kind of working backwards. I'm like, okay, this is what I want to share. And then here, I'm able to see like, oh, these days I have something going on. So like, what's my free day? Like the 5th, nothing going on there. Highlight that and then maybe assign a task. That's like the big, you know, dream for this sheet. So like here, you know, I didn't have anything going on the 9th. It's like film. That would be the day that I would film. So I'm pretty flexible. So you can see that I made an effort this month. Like I definitely tried. I have this written down in pencil, and to be honest, obviously we already discussed that didn't happen. So I can just come through and get rid of that. I am not filming this week. I'm not filming the creative journal this week. Instead, I'm going to do a flip through for May. Probably will actually go up, you know, this weekend or next. And so this is just like a work in progress still. I feel like I'm not ready to give it up on it. I just had an idea, like I know that not every one of you are like trying to content plan, so this might just seem like, what the heck? But this would also be kind of a good like breakfast, lunch, and dinner breakdown, or I don't know, and like you're kind of looking at your schedule, like, oh, we have something going on that night, so maybe I don't have to plan dinner. I kind of like to look at that like big picture stuff. But that's what this whole page is for. And like I said, I'm going to keep working at it. And like, if I just end up like, you know, oh, I'm not going to film any videos this month, then I would like reassign these spaces to maybe like that, you know, meal planning or doing something different. But for right now, that is the goal. Over here, you might see that I have these like 3 dots. I'm really into these zig brush dot markers, but those are for my creative journal. I had a chat with Rachel from the Life Facilitator, and she was saying how she breaks up her photos. So like some days she'll just print her photos. That's kind of a low energy day. Another time she'll place her photos on her memory pages. And then like for me, I added another dot for the task of like decorating around that. Thanks, Rachel. That's a great idea. So I just added one little check. Yep, I've printed my photos. Oop, I've even stuck them on paper. And sometimes just the sticking of them on the paper gets the ball rolling to get the rest of the stuff going. But then I have that 3rd check kind of to say like, yeah, I'm pretty much completed with that page. I've gotten the stories down that I wanted to do. That's the second thing that kind of didn't work. But like I said, I'm not giving up on it. Okay, so I have flipped now from my monthly section over to the beginning of my weekly section, which starts with this page. And this is the design that I included on the front of these new horizontal inserts. And I realized like it's different, you know, a grid. I've always tried to keep this really simple so that you guys could use it however you want. But I basically wanted to break the month into weeks, and then kind of like if there are tasks that need to occur each week that you could keep track of, that's what that would be for. So for me, I chose to use it for my YouTube this month, which is ironic because it is the very month that I failed. So this is kind of a did not work, but it's something, again, like didn't work this month. I think I'll try it again next month. How I used it though is I would like put the video that I thought I wanted to share over here. Then this was just kind of like jot down notes, things that I wanted to make sure and include. Links, like inevitably I'll use a product but forget to link it. I hate it when that happens. So like as I was using it, or if I was editing the video and I thought of it, I would just jot down the link that I might need to include. And you can see I did publish this video, so it's out there. This one I completely did all of this work for and then opted not to because of the nail situation. And then I just like gave up for this one, and then this would technically be a flip through, but I don't usually script those out as tightly. So, and I still have to edit it, so I'll include the links and things like that below. So that is something that maybe didn't work specifically for this month, but again, I'm gonna hang with it and see if I can get it to work later. So I think that wraps it up. Let's go back where we started with that pretty monthly view. We can all enjoy this sticker one more time, and I just want to say thank you guys for sticking through this video, for joining me today. If you have any questions, comments, anything, I would love to hear from you. It's nice to know that there's someone out there on the other end, otherwise it feels a little weird just talking to myself here. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let everyone else know that it's worth watching.